Good morning, and welcome to WriterGreg on Twitch.tv. Glad that you are all here and ready to go. We are halfway through the week. It's Wednesday morning, and thank you, James Woodwright, for the host. Do appreciate that. Thank you so much, and it is good to be here again for Morning Marches, our 10-minute Pomodoro-style writing sprints for the next 2 hours, where we are working on our creative goals 10 minutes at a time. So, what's everyone going to be working on today? Let me know in the chat while I share a thought of the day. All right, am I sure that Wednesday is a great day of celebration? Any day that we get to write is a great day of celebration, and it's hump day. It's halfway through the week. So when people ask me how my writing is going, this is the image that often comes to mind. Is it Thursday? Oh, holy cow, it is Thursday. Never mind. Oh, DM Stretch, obviously I am not doing well because I forgot what day of the week it was. It's Thursday. Okay, so this meme here is all the more appropriate on asking how my writing is going. Oh, James, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Yes, Dillian, days are hard. You know, I love this community. This is so fun. All right, yes, it's Thursday morning. We've made it through 3 of the 5 days of the week. And thank you, WordSlayer 2020, for hosting this stream. I do appreciate it. All right, so yes, days are hard. So yeah, we only have a week and a half left until the beginning of NaNoWriMo. And so I am frantically working on my outline, trying to get through all 9 steps of the snowflake method before starting the novel. DM Stretch, thank you so much for hosting this stream this morning. Let's see. Only just got up and remembered I'm streaming after you. Totally forgot. No worries, DM Stretch. All right. Wait, you just got up? You're in Europe. Man. Okay, so let's get to work this morning. We have about 2 minutes until our first. And if you want the lovely Sylvester Stallone image here, you can go to the Orchard Discord server and visit the memes writing, and you would be able to get this for your own. You went to bed about 4 a.m. I woke up this morning at 4 a.m. Wow. Okay. Let's see. So what we're working on today. Kidopoi is starting out with fixing a bit of broken CSS. All right. You missed your morning alarm, so you woke up at 1300. Wow. Well, good morning. Or afternoon. I'm not sure which one to say for you. That is some early morning stuff. All right. Well, today I am continuing work on my 4-page synopsis, which is actually more of an outline, and Acts 2 and 3. Well, you need to finish this little bit here on Act 1, but really need to get Acts 2 and 3 done. Those are the most open in my novel. I don't know really what to see. These are just really tightly together. Yeah, so I really need to flesh this out if I'm going to be able to write this as quickly as I can. Then it's going to take some time. The other Josh Art, also known as Fried Dice Fried Rice Paradise, whom we often stream. Good morning, and thank you for the contribution to the 1 million lemon challenge. We are 78.2% the way towards our challenge. Thank you so much. All right, so the sprint alarm clock has gone off, so let us turn on. Yes, it is going well because I get to write this morning. Every day is a good day when you can start it off writing. And with that, the sprint timer has started. Been pretty productive since coffee stream earlier in the day. Yeah, that's pretty late for me, but it's all good. All right, so let's turn the music up. Let's turn the microphone off, and I will see you in 10. It is indeed sprint time.
Andromeda.
And there we go. The end of a song, ending in applause, ending of a sprint. Thank you so much. How did everybody do? Let's see, we had a good conversation about proper nouns versus generic nouns and their capitalizations. And I stand by my statement. American English has never seen a noun it doesn't want to turn into a verb. Because if you want to verb hard enough, you can verb any noun you want. There you go. So thank you so much for the contributions. Moonflower Writer and DM Stretch contributing to the 1 million lemon challenge. So thank you so much. Enrico, welcome. Okay, you had some trouble engaging dialogue. Stephen King on writing, John Trudy, The Anatomy of Story, and Robert McKay's Story. 3 great books. I've read the first and third one. Stephen King is half narrative of like a biography and is very heavy on pantsing or discovery writing a story. So I think between Stephen King on writing and John Trudy, The Anatomy of Story, I think you, having not read John Trudy's, I think you may get a nice both ends of the spectrum. Stephen King is a very heavy discovery writer, and I do know that Robert McKay is more of an outliner. So I think you're going to have a great both sides of the story, if you will, reading those books. Good job. All right, James Woodwright got 54 words talking about his Zone 2. Kit determined that it can't fix the CSS until my article gets unlocked after the challenge is over. Okay, that happens. wasn't quite, DM Stretch wasn't quite what I was on about. You never see them actually do. Oh, talking about policing. Oh, okay. You never see them actually doing it around here. Okay. Yeah. Me living in the suburbs, it's kind of spread out. I don't see police walking the beat, but I do live next to a police substation, so I probably see them coming and going more frequently than most. Oh, can't wait for them to arrive. I'm glad that you'll be able to read them. I have, let's see, my reading book right now is this one. It's called Development Editing, because I want to see what I can work on how to improve my story after the first draft. Not so much from a grammar point of view, but from, making sure it's a good story. So that is my current book. And yeah, lots of books. Delian has made his coffee and discovered that the cats have knocked a bunch of stuff down in the kitchen. Ugh, cats. I'm glad my wife is allergic to cats, because it gives me an excellent good reason not to have them in my house. But I have bunnies and a dog, and they keep things very lively here. Oh, I am very much a dog person. Oh yes, I am a very dog person. Your mother is allergic to cats, yet she still has 3 of them? Why? Okay, to each their own. I mean, my great aunt was a diabetic, but she took double insulin shots so she could have her candy. It is what it is. To be fair, we recently discovered my wife is mildly allergic to rats. How do you find that out? I mean, okay, that's a story all of in. Oh, you have pet rats. Okay, sorry, Macaro. You have pet rats. I was thinking, because when my mind does not automatically go to the pet variety of rat. Is anyone allergic to pigs? No, they taste wonderful. All right, let's get this next sprint. I love pigs. I love our pig conversations. All right, there we go on the sprint. Let's turn the music up. Let's turn the microphone off, and I will see you in 10. Bacon! All right, there we go. The end of the sprint. Let's see, how's everybody doing? Yeah, Kajitan, I'm sorry about that conversation, but you know, writers know things. We need to know these kind of things. And if we need to have, you know, a 5-minute conversation on the different variations of animal manure and their properties, you know, that's just kind of the stuff we need to have. All right. Oh, we're talking about horses and their different, what you call their different speeds. Excellent. Again, you know, the best way to have a well-rounded education of just fun knowledge, be a writer. Be a writer. Oh, okay, yeah, we wrapped up the allergy discussion. That's some fun stuff. Let's see, 36 words for James Woodwright, Z2, talking about police and fire service, as is not all horses, no oil horses are used. Okay. Kit. Oh yeah, Kit. I wanted to show that stuff. You're going to overhaul your categories, thinking about my world as if it were just landing on it, and realized it was pretty non-intuitive. Yeah, okay. Wanted to show Kit shared his yesterday's accomplishment of book covers. I thought this was pretty cool. Yeah, I remember reading your Colonel Pitt story for World Anvil. Yeah. So these are some, let's see, made covers for all the chapter covers on my World Buildings landing page. Yeah, that is pretty cool. I did, when you go into them, they look confusing. Oh, your categories. Let's see. Do I have something? Not here. Oh wait, maybe I have it over here. Evernote. No, we don't need to see that. Oh, let's see. I took some notes. How to set up, yeah, here we go. How to set up a world. Okay. Word Slayer, thank you for the redeeming. Okay, so I am going to post something here. I hope it works out. Ugh. Doesn't really work out. Okay, this, back on the 9th, no, February, did I mess that up? Okay, a while ago, Janet and Dimitri had a World Anvil stream where they talked about setting up a world as a game master. Now, this did not copy and paste very well. So it looked like this. You know, starting with a blank Grandmaster account, and they just went through here. So during our sprint, I'll try to do something a little bit better than this so you can see it. But we do need to start our next sprint. Thank you, Word Slayer. Hydrate. And Word Slayer, Delian, Gejatan, thank you for the contributions to the 1 million lemon challenge. And James throwing it in there as well. Okay, so let me start the next sprint, and we will get ready to go. Let's see, where's my sprint calendar timer? Okay, there we go. There's the start. Music up. Microphone off. I'll see you in 10. All right, there we go. How is everybody doing? Let's see. Okay, questions about the deaf and the hard of hearing. No, James, I think you would need to talk with a member of the deaf community, possibly as a sensitivity reader, to get some of these ideas fleshed out. Not being a member of that community, it's kind of a challenge for me anyway to offer any advice on how to properly portray them. When dealing with a specific community, I would recommend going to the source of the community and talking with them about it. They would probably appreciate the outreach. You just need, I don't know where to find them though. I mean, my cousin, but you know, that's, not really here nor there. So I would probably, maybe Google for something. I don't know. Okay. So James got 74 words on Zone 2. How's everybody else doing? But but to answer your question, if I was... Kajutan. Most centers for the deaf are places to find sensitivity readers. Right. And a note on sensitivity readers. Compensate them in some way, either monetarily or some other way, as an appreciation for them helping you build your world, because I do feel it is important that when we do get help in that nature, that we do thank people how they would be appreciated being thanked. Okay, so DM Stretch. Got a whole article done this stream, just finishing off the CSS. Excellent job. Yeah, Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah, there might be centers for the hard of hearing. Oh, this is a jamming song. Okay, so all right, this is Sprint. Oh, yeah, and I did go back in the Discord, and I fixed the indentation of the categories, the structure. You should have an introduction, geography, flora, fauna. Under there, you should have these. So this is the kind of the structure that Janet and Dimitri recommended during their September 4th live stream. Okay, so we'll do that. Let's get back to the next sprint. Maybe. Kajutan, maybe. Yeah. Never hurts to ask. Alright, so there is the sprint going. I don't know if I need to turn up the music. We'll do it anyway. I never turned it down. That's why it's so loud. Alright, so we'll just turn the microphone off and I'll see you in 10. And that is the end of our 10-minute sprint. Welcome to the Lady Writes and all Rating Party members. Thank you so much for the cheers. Thank you so much for the rave. Well, welcome, Leaky Old Man and Mushy Tangerine and yes, thank you. Oh, and Word Slayer, thank you for more donations. And we have another raid by Siobhan. Thank you so much for coming. 4 of you there. Author Goddess, thank you. But not but. They call me Leaky. Yes, I just didn't... I know it was a BUT, but I just, there's some unique... Thank you. That is one of the more unique names out there. So... Thank you all for coming. The Lady Writes, thank you. Author Goddess, thank you so much for the contributions to the 1 million lemon challenge. So yes, many of my favorite people all in one spot. Yes, thank you all for coming and being a part of from your communities to this one. Thank you so much. Siobhan, good morning. How's everything going? Thank you for the lemons. Anyone, I would be so grateful for anyone who could check the little heart icon down below. If you haven't become a follower, I would really gratefully appreciate anyone to follow. And so you can receive notifications when I go live in the mornings or whatever time zone it may be. I am working on, okay, Leaky, that's a deal. I am working on my 4-page synopsis of a clean fantasy novel that I am working on for NaNoWriMo. This is definitely Nano Prep. And it is a clean, sweet fantasy adventure romance that happens after the events of Sleeping Beauty. NaNoWriMo. NaNoWriMo is the national novel, but by clean, I mean no sex, no swears. NaNoWriMo is the National Novel Writing Month, where we write 50,000 words in 30 days. Yet, right, clean, sweet romance is a genre of romance that has no sex, limited kissing, no swears, safe for a teenager. And thank you for the follow, Leaky Old Man. I do appreciate that. Deal's a deal. I do appreciate that. Let's see. But see, the books and stories I write are, my objective is to be exciting enough for an adult, but clean enough for a kid. So that's the thing. Okay, you write songs and historic fiction. Very good. Yeah. Oh, Dazzler Cat. Good morning. Oh, you put a witch hat on my little lemon. Cool. You like research. If you like research and world building, you are definitely in the right place. All right. So if you want to learn more about NaNoWriMo, and you will find Leaky and Kajutan, I have a very, very strict chat filter. The description of your books implies that most adults require swearing and sex in books. Yes. When you... So we... yeah, unfortunately, I want to explicitly let people know what they're not going to find if they read my book, because I hate reading a good adventure book, then all of a sudden, boom, there's that scene in there. Sure, it might be contextual. I just don't want to read it. Okay, Makaro, so we got a chat notification of the small raid. Did Greg get informed of it? If I received a notification, okay, the Lady Writes raid had 7 people in it. That notification got triggered on the main screen. However, Siobhan's raid party had 4 people in it. I received a notification in my activity feed on my stream manager on my Twitch, but I did not receive a notification on the screen. And so I just now only does it in chat if it's only 6 or more. Yeah, I don't like that. I really don't like that. I don't care if you're streaming with 1 person or you're rating me with 0 people. I want to see that because I want to recognize people. So if you raid me and yeah, all raids matter. Author Goddess, yes, a hashtag we can all get behind. Yeah, evil grins. That's funny. Yeah, because, I think it's important to recognize that. I mean, we are a small but strong community. And I am so blessed that there are so many of you on this stream right now. I really appreciate it. Oh, did I miss it? We're supposed to be in the middle of a sprint. They're consider removing it altogether. I hope so. Yes, it's early in the States. It is 6 o'clock in the morning here in the Mountain West. Siobhan it's 5 o'clock in the morning for her. So, yeah, Siobhan, that's right, 5 a.m. there. Okay, we have parties. We should get bonus. AM in the Eastern, yeah. We should get bonus points. Okay, Nurse said it's test time. Be back when I'm done. Okay. Good luck, Leaky. Looking forward to having you when you come back. Yes, James, it is... Yeah, at the beginning of my stream, most people are from Europe and the Eastern Hemisphere. I'm lucky to have anybody from the Pacific time zone, Siobhan. Okay, so I think we're 5 minutes into a sprint. I'm sorry, we didn't start it on time. So let's UK to DK, Divided Kingdom. In a year, I hope to be in the 4 p.m. time zone at this time. Oh, where are you moving to? Oh, Scotland and Ireland, Finland. My brother-in-law has Irish citizenship, and so his family is living in Italy because they were able to get EU citizenship. Scotland and Ireland want to leave the UK, so it's divided. I thought Ireland was its... You mean Northern Ireland? I thought Ireland was already its own country, because Ireland is part of the EU. Unless there, I've known there's always been something between Northern Ireland and, yeah, Northern Ireland and Ireland. There's the two parts. Yes. Maxite, thank you for the comment. Yes, the Republic of Ireland is independent. Northern Ireland is still part of the UK. I guess we're just skipping this sprint. That's my bad. Sorry about that. Europe is complicated. Ain't that the truth? Squirrel! Yeah. If, of course, the Republic of Ireland wants to have their whole island back. But do the North... Not... I don't want to get into politics. The thing is, when I love history and I love how all of this things goes together, but there's like a timeline that I don't want to discuss history because it gets, too real. Not too real. It gets too controversial. But yeah, the whole Irish versus Northern versus proper Ireland. Good morning, Ashes of Authority. Everything after 1945 is too political. That's good. Yeah. The orange and the green. 80 or BC. Oh, we're talking about how Europe has a lot of interesting deviations. Okay, The Orange and the Green is a good, fun-hearted song that gives a brief overview of the separation in Ireland and how it impacted the culture. I had a friend who lived in Ireland for a short time, and the people kept asking him which soccer team that he supported. And I forget if he was in Ireland or Northern Ireland, but they kept asking him, which soccer team do you support? As if supporting a specific soccer team would explain how he supports which political party. Hey, Maz, welcome. It's Moyaland. Yes, author got a CE for Common Era, and BCE for before Common Era is the politically correct term for, instead of ad Adionomen, the Latin for meaning in the year of our Lord. Well, no, he was an American who was serving there, and he didn't want to tell people which soccer team he supported because he wanted to avoid any offense. Anno Domini, thank you. My Latin game is weak. And I remember when that first came out, and should have just picked a team from Paris. Yeah. Oh, no, Amino Cat? Don't know. Manchester United. I have a friend, a fellow Twitch streamer, who's a huge All Blacks fan, but that's New Zealand rugby, so wrong sport. We do have here in Utah. Ameno. Yeah, we have the Salt Lake City Royals, and they are Major League Soccer, and I think they won your anno games. I don't know. So 3 minutes. Sorry for skipping this sprint, but oh, there's so many wonderful people here. The lady writes, you gotta get the kids breakfast. Some reason they like eating. I know, isn't that annoying? Eating, I hate eating. Well, no, I love eating, as you can tell. But man, it's just, you know, such demanding. Bob, Dinosaur Bob, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Macaro. Now waving. Oh yeah. Cool. Yeah, they do it. Yeah. You know, I went to Costco last night and did a shopping trip. You know, usually, and I'm very grateful for my wife who does the shopping. And it had been a while, and we needed stuff, and so I went to Costco. And wow, you wonderful people who brave shopping stores. I hate shopping, but it was fun to get restocked up on stuff. Oh, Makara, I'm sorry to hear that. Shopping is the absolute worst, even before the pandemic. Yeah. Yeah. So yesterday, I took my son. He's 15, and we had 2 carts. Anything that was frozen was in my cart. Everything that wasn't frozen was in his cart. Yeah, we'll get back into the sprints when the alarm clock goes off. We had 2 raids right in a row. We have so many people. I just snoozed the alarm and forgot about it. Yeah, so this is a chatting sprint. Yeah. Yeah, Author Goddess, I'm surprised how much I do enjoy shopping online. We get most of our pet supplies online, and it's funny when we buy hay, little hay bales. They're about, that big. And we buy 9 of them, and so we get this huge box full of hay. Very light, very deceptive. I have no problem with shopping online because I'm blessed to be able to work from home, so I don't have to worry about porch thieves. Porch pirates, that's their term. So I don't have a problem with online shopping that other people may have, because, yeah. Okay, there we go. Hey, Ashes of Authority, thank you so much for the bits there. I have plans for bits. So I'm not going to skip this one. But oh yeah, wow, we actually have 3 people on our bit leaderboard. This is wonderful. All right, so let us get going on this sprint. I'm loving the conversation. The lady writes, thank you so much for the bits. Let's get okay, there it is. Start. Maybe I can find a next segment to edit. I have the whole thing highlighted red. I don't recall why, but it can't be a good thing. Uh-oh. I do want to show what I completed last night. This is my Inkscape, and I finished redrawing the Inkscape bit, the Twitch bits, as scalable vector graphics. And I finished that last night, so we have these. I'm not gonna do the big one in the middle. But yeah, I got those done for a secret that's coming out soon. But that's what I got done last night. But seriously, we're here to write. We need to write. There's the music. Let's turn off the microphone. I will see you in 9 minutes. Okay, just need to finish this sentence. Yeah, having to rearrange a lot of these plot points to make sure that I still want to keep all of the plot points, but I really need to make sure that they all fit together. All right, so we have okay, we have Tillers, The Lady Writes, Word Slayer, Not Like You Think, and all contributing to the 1 million lemon challenge. This is awesome. At the end of the stream, I will recalculate when our new time is, beginning time. But I think we are pretty, oh yeah, we are going to be pretty close to adding some earlier times. All right, so, excuse me. The middle of a food fight? I don't know. Oh yeah, talking about bananas being too curved or too straight or stuff like that. As Yep. Thanks, James, for contributing the max. Let's see, 55 words. And Mez had a half of a paragraph. I got a couple plot points rearranged there. So that is some good stuff. Good progress there we are making here. All right, so we Dazzlecat has purchased a Sprint takeover. And what that means, for those of you who may be new, is a Sprint takeover is where anyone who purchases it can take over a Sprint, and we talk about something. And what we will be doing is reading and reviewing The Harvest of Horror. All right, let's just kind of move. Oh well, we'll just leave it there. Maybe I'll just move my head. Can I move my head? I can't. Webcam. Nope, not that. Oh well, I can't move my head. Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to start this a little bit early so we can read the whole article and talk about it. I'm going to turn off the music this time. And so we zoomed in well enough. I think, okay. A Harvest of Horror. It was a dark and quiet night when a black star fell from the night sky and crashed into the home of an elderman. Awakened by the thunderous breaking of roof tiles and timbers, the elderman leapt out of bed to see what had happened. There on the floor was a charred black rock, no wider than the length of a footprint, oozing a sticky goo. The ooze started to spread upon the floor, and that is when the elderman made a terrible mistake. That is an awesome start. Nice cliffhanger, opening questions. We're immediately starting with the action being drug into it. Very good opening quote there. The great harvest is the last harvest of the season. Men work together at each other's farms, plots, and orchards to bring in the last bounty, while women cook and brew teas to fortify the men during the rush of getting in the last harvest. Girls were left to tend the younger children by running games and races, while the older boys, not yet big enough to work the harvest with the man, hauled water and firewood. It was the busiest time of the year, as it was a race to get in all they could from plantings that ripened so far to the first frosts of the coming winter that would ruin them. So those last two sentences are really really long. I would recommend shortening those sentences. There was no time for the making of repairs. Even patching a roof was put off until after the great harvest, though a quick bit of thatch or canvas to keep out most of the rain was done. All right, back to the elderman. The elderman gathered up the rock and took it out into the woods at the edge of the village, where he buried it while his wife scrubbed up the ooze left on the floor. She placed a rug over the dark stain the ooze had left despite her best efforts to clean them away. While the great harvest beginning that morning, with the great harvest beginning that morning, there was no time to have the roof properly repaired, so the elderman clambered up onto the roof and quickly covered the hole. It was these simple, sensible acts that brought doom to Rookery Hollow. Okay, good. So you had the explanation, and then you had the story here. Okay. It is tradition for the prominent women of the village during the great harvest to bring something special to serve during the hectic days of harvesting. Fancy jams, gravies, sauces, breads, and desserts were the things most often brought, and how well they were received by the rest of the village was a matter of deep pride to these prominent women. The elderman's wife brought a wonderful wildberry jam and cream cake rolls every day. The elderman's wife brought wonderful wildberry jam and cream cake rolls every day. That was praised by everyone. Okay, that's a little awkwardly worded, but they had a strange and unknown flavor to them that lingered long in the delighted memories of the last good days before doom descended. It was at this time the young bard Christopher Perk arrived in Rookery Hollow. Okay, I'm liking the foreshadowing, the unknown flavor. Good, good, I'm liking this. Bards, especially those young and not well yet renowned enough to have secured a patron, try to find a place to earn a winter's stay with their talents. Villages are always willing to put up a bard who listens to their stories and shares their songs, as well as bringing them new tales and songs to see them through the winter. Okay, the journal entry. Okay, something evil came to Rookery Hollow, something with no name and no fear, something that was a tireless hunger. It squirmed its way into the lives of the villagers, yet no one knew what it was or where it dwelled. As I sat within the local alehouse, the village madmen came in screaming, "There's wickedness in the woods!" But everyone just laughed and ignored him. Sadly, so did I. A couple days later, particularly peculiar things began to happen. The village cleric locked herself in the chapel with no reason given. People began changing in ways their families could not explain. These people began to waste away a noticeable bit every day. When they died, they were little more than a hollow shell of skin and bones. Not until I saw such a death did I start to talk to and follow the village madman. Okay. As long as a mad person was harmless, they were cared for by village folk, though that care often came with ridicule. Harming one was a great sin unless there was a very good reason to do so. As madness was considered a godly punishment, mortals were not meant to interfere with. Sometimes their madness could prove to be a salvation, and they became a hero. He babbled on and took my all over the village, maybe me over, took all over the village before he led me into the woods, taking care to hide from the afflicted villagers. We eventually came to a strange purple-barked vine thick as a tree and holding a dozen dark purple gourds the size of coffins. One of the afflicted wandered over to a gourd where a very thin vine uncoiled and reached out and touched the poor villager. Will will a contented smile on his face, maybe with. The poor man withered before our eyes, then got up and staggered away. As the horror of witnessing such a thing waned within me, I drew my rapier and charged the gourd. I never made it as one of those horrible thin vines suddenly touched me, and my mind was no longer my own. I don't know what happened from then until the madman was standing over me as I lay on the ground. He was covered with purple oozing sap, and every gourd was smashed and the vine chopped into pieces. Gnarled purple roots twisted with fresh dirt near a freshly churned up hole in the ground. When I asked him what had happened, he held out pieces of a strange black and hollow rock. "Never bury a fallen black star. Smash it," was all he ever said. Okay, it is not only tradition to break a fallen black star, but a law to bring the pieces to the reigning lord of the land. Those who do so are praised and rewarded as heroes for stopping a harvest of horror before it could be planted. Okay, this is good. This is really good. Okay, some comments. I do like this. I'm not sure, Deslin Cat, what you want to have this story to be, because you have two different things here. You have your pull quotes, which are an excellent horror flash fiction. I think it's under 1,000 words, but yes, this is an excellent flash fiction, and I love it. I'm actually kind of taken out by the explanations in between. You explain, you show wonderful things in the story, in the quotes, but then you tell in the other sections. Thank you, Carpsy, for the follow. So it's just it's a single article trying to be two things. And if because the visual, the action, the conflict, the tension that you have in these pull quotes, I really like. And I don't like horror at all. But this was scary enough that I could not scary enough that I could still handle it. So thank you for doing that. I would take this and have two sections. I would have the prose and then have the explanation later if you need it, because you're talking about, you introduce this great character of the bard, but then you tell us about bards. I don't care about bards, right? I want to know what happened to the man. And yes, I am reading someone else's stuff. But yeah, and see, but then you provide here, his mind was no longer his own, but then he was saved by the madman. Oh, that's such juicy information. And then the tradition to break a fallen star, because yeah, the content, your content is really, really good. It's just, you're building tension, it releases. You're building tension, it releases. Let's keep that tension going, and then have the behind the scenes, all of that other stuff that happened after, save that for later. Because I'm trying to mash up an article on harvest traditions and how it led to strange laws and a story. Okay, yeah, let me jump back in here. Looking at the chat, sorry. I see Greg's point very well. It's like playing two different pieces of music at once, stopping one and starting another, then switching. Yes, Sudin, that is very good explanation. Yes, I'm trying to mesh an article on harvest traditions and how it led to strange laws and the story. Okay. My recommendation, and you have a sprint takeover, you asked for the recommendation. I would take all of this other stuff here in the middle and make it a side, put them into the sidebar here. And because the heart of this story is the horror. It's the fiction. And I would just move this stuff over here, girls and young boys and what they're doing. I'd put that into the story and say, another article about how, they got, while gathering woods, some boys started bringing back purple logs. That's another, branch on the fireplace. We will, yes, James, we have one more sprint at the starting in a couple minutes. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, Leaky Old Man, you can take over a sprint with 500 lemon channel points. Oh, okay, James, you've taken over. All right, so James has taken over the sprint. So all of the sprints left for the day have been taken over. So, Leaky Old Man, feel free to keep earning lemons. And when you have enough lemons, we can have another sprint. It's for the October challenge, Harvesting Traditions. Sudan, that's a good thing about what a what's a sprint? Sorry, new. Okay. So okay, Dazzlecat, I hope that information was helpful. Hit me up with any questions you may have in the Discord live discussions, and we can do that. We can talk more about that later. Ooh, let's get this back to 100. Okay, yes, James, write an article about a document and what sections I or others should do. Okay, we will start that in about a minute. Okay, yes. The story took over and I liked it too much to stop. Don't stop. Showing the horror and then just having a couple of things in the sidebar, I think would be a great. Yeah, a sprint. Yeah, author got us. A sprint is timed writing period which you try to write as much as you can. It's an exercise to increase word count or jumpstart writing. Very good. Yeah, and so that's what we do is we concentrate as much as we can into 10 minutes, and then for 5 minutes we take a break, we chat, and then go back. For 500 lemon channel points that you can earn by watching, you can then take over a sprint as Dazzlecat has, as James has. Okay. So, all right, so James has taken over this sprint. Let's start the timer again. All right. So James's question, to direct the conversation, writing an article about a document and what sections I and others should do. Okay, so James, great question. Writing an article about a document. This is going into world building. So the first thing that I would do, well, I would look at two different sources. Let's just bring up here. First, let's go to World Anvil. And here, let's look, we have a document. Okay, so we have the document template at World Anvil that we can start off with. And of course, we have the generic content, we have the sidebars and all this stuff, but let's look at the show template prompts. And we can talk about, the physical nature of the related location. Is there a myth that or backstory for that? Who wrote it? Who are the signatories as individuals or organizations? And the purpose of the document. I think this is also really important. Why? What was the backstory of it? Okay, Ashes. Catch you later. Okay. All right. So James, your future article will be about a book. Okay. So here. Okay. So this. Okay. So this document that we have here, template, is more of like for the Magna Carta, the um, the Declaration of Independence. The different things like that. So when you're talking about a book, let's look at. Okay, so is your book fiction or nonfiction, James? Okay. Oh, McCarl, 770 words of intro fiction and a 1650-word article. Nice. Okay, so let us go to R. So I'm going to look at the Magna Carta. Nonfiction, about the difference between a red smith and a brown smith. Okay, very good. So again, you can go in here and you can start adding the information from using the template from World Anvil document to start talking about it. You can talk about the historical details, the actual contents, and that will help get a lot of information in there as well. We have the Magna Carta. I would also recommend that you work on. You can use this as well, and as similar as with the template in World Anvil, you have the historical background, the content, physical format, exemplifications, clauses, and you have all of this different information. Okay, then another. Well, whether you believe it's fiction or nonfiction, I believe it's nonfiction. You can go in here and talk about the Bible. See the sections that the Bible has. And it talks about the different versions, the views. You could, with your information about red smiths versus others, you could have a section about red smiths. You can have a section about, let's see, brown smiths, how it varies per country. And let's see, what would be a book in Wikipedia that would have a nonfiction book in Wikipedia that would have a lot, getting things done. Okay, one of my favorite books, GTD by David Allen, Getting Things Done. A very good approach to organizing things, and very much I don't follow it exactly, but this is a good thing where he talks about themes, workflow, implementation, perspective, summary. So if you were to look up Wikipedia articles about books, about your stuff, you would be able to have that good structure. Okay, so, and I recommend GTD if you want to look into a new approach in time management. GTD, pretty good place to start. Okay, all right, so let me go into here. Yeah, oh, DM Stretch, I never realized there were other colors of smiths. I thought there were only blacksmiths. Hey, you and me both. James has taught me a lot about different colors of smithing. That is true. System organization is my jam. Kiddopoy, thank you for the contribution. Leaky Old Man, my specialty is self-organizing particles in open and closed systems. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so James, do you have more questions about that? We still have about 4 minutes left on your sprint takeover. Do you have more that you would like to talk about? Because basically, when what would myths cover? Okay, I like that question. So let's pontificate about mythology for a bit. Okay, so myths. Myths. Okay, how to introduce the topic. What's the difference between Thor in Marvel Comics and Thor from mythology? Okay, if you think about it, Peter Parker in Spider-Man Far From Home, when talking about, he was in Venice, he says, yeah, we study Thor in my physics class. Okay, so Thor went from being a mythology to being something that's studied in science class. Okay, now what does this have to do with mythology? A myth is a religion you don't believe in. Okay, let me say that again. A myth is a religion you don't believe in. Okay, so for me, the Norse, Greek, Roman pantheons are myths because I am not a follower of the Norse, Greek, or Roman pantheons. Okay, as a Christian, I have the religious belief of Jesus Christ. But to a follower of Norse mythology, paganism, Buddhism, other non-Judeo-Christian religions, to them, Christianity is a myth. So when we talk about what is a myth, it is a religious system that is not what you believe. Okay, so my religion is another person's myth, and vice versa. So, because if it is not a religion, it's history. If it's fiction, it's either a parable or it is a proverb or something like that. Okay, James, so would people needing to know the difference between an RS and a Redsmith being taught in school education, would that be in myth? No, that's vocation. That could be historical, but yeah, I would, unless the Red Smith or the Brown Smith is making a like Hephaestus. Who's the Greek god that makes the lightning bolts for Zeus? Unless it's something like that, then no, it's not a myth. Non-provable historical events that are in direct contrast to actual events or historical evidence and normally go against the physicists of the universe. Normally these were fictions that were passed along orally. Also, a very good definition of myths. But I would say that there's a difference between a mythology and a historical tradition. Because you can have a non-provable historical event, say the Tower of Babel. Okay? You can't prove the Tower of Babel. But it is a Judeo-Christian tradition on the explanation of why there are so many languages in the world. Okay? So, because the Tower of Babel is so closely tied to biblical traditions, it would be considered a myth. Whereas I can't think of anything, something different. The Adventures of Alexander the Great and His Conquests. That could, elements of that. I mean, we have physical proof of Alexander the Great existing, but there might be stories told about his adventures that can't be proven. Okay, so Hephaestus is it? Oh, the Hellenistic deity of smithing. Yep, physics. Cyclops, who made the lightning bolts. Oh, okay. Okay, I could be wrong about that. Ooh, the Library of Alexandria. Yeah, that is a good example of something referred to but not tied to a religion. Maybe the city of Atlantis. Plato talks about the city of is it Plato or Aristotle? Um, I would, yes, the Iliad and the Odyssey would be considered a myth because it is so tightly integrated with the gods of the Hellenistic pantheon. Yes, Plato talked about, Atlantis. And so Atlantis would be historical because we really don't have, I don't know personally of anything that is tied to anything that is tied to a religion or the worship of it. Yeah, kind of goes Ovid. Okay, but the Battle of Troy is not a myth. That is correct. The Battle of Troy itself is not a myth. However, within the Iliad, there is very heavy religious connotations behind it. Why did the three apples, Achilles being dipped in the river Styx, those are very heavily religiously significant events. So while the battle itself may have an element of historical truth into it, the version that is told in the Iliad is mythology. So, see that's the difference there. When you think of the Battle of, is it the Battle of Thermopylae? Okay, where did the 300 Sparta make their stand? Okay, the Battle of the 300 Spartans is a historical fact, and we have great movies about it, but it is not tied to a religion. It is tied to Thermopylae. Thank you. The 300 is Thermopylae. So, Thermopylae and the Battle of Thermopylae with the 300, we accept as actually having happened. But the king who's in charge of the Battle of Thermopylae, he wasn't given a gift from Zeus. He wasn't, it was still a pretty historically non-religiously based event. We have found the city of Troy, I'm presuming, and it's the great siege about. You have Leonidas's Molin Labe quote tattooed on my shoulder. Cool. Yeah, I like Molin Labe. Okay, which makes some claims. It's not Troy, but it doesn't show the signs. Yes, Schliemann found Troy. Okay, so see, this is where mythology is yes, I the Molin Labe has taken a very well. I like the story of Texas when they used Mole Labe. Come and take it. Okay, so James, I'm hoping that helpful. They think they found Troy. Right. Right. And uh, people think they find a lot of things based on the oral histories. Which section would my thing be taught in school? Okay, a nonfiction book about red versus brown smithing would not would go into vocational training, maybe history. It would not go into philosophy or religion or literature. Mythology would be in literature or a religion class, but your book that we're talking about here would definitely go into a a vocational or history. It wasn't even 300 men. It was 7,000 men with 300 Spartans. They held off the Persian army for 7 days, 3 of which were the battle. Right. But 300 makes a much better movie, you know? Okay. All right. So thank you so much for everyone. It's 7 o'clock. It's time to get out of here. It is helpful. I find your stream. So thank you. I'm glad that you find it helpful. I'm glad that you guys like to listen to me pontificate and share it. I do want to keep the discussion going. It's fun, but also remember we are working here. So I will be back in 22 hours for more morning marches where we will keep doing our creativity 10 minutes at a time. Oh, thank you, Macaro, for the contributions. Where's my spreadsheet? Let's see if we have changed. We're going a little long. I hope you'll forgive me. All right, so until our paths meet, folks, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. What a wonderful sentiment. Thank you. So we are at 79.5. So 795,863 lemons. All right. All right. With the 1 million lemon challenge, we have unlocked 5 a.m. We will be starting our stream on November 30th, 5 a.m. local mountain daylight time. And as we keep earning those lemons, I'm not going to sleep on November 30th. So if we keep earning those lemons, up to 1 million lemons, we will unlock 15 minutes at a time up to midnight, where we will have a 24-hour writing stream. I have plans. The Twitch bit thing. I'm so excited. I just need to get the graphics and the Instagram and other things like that ready to go. I'm just so excited. It's fun. It's going to be great. Okay, so yes, I have plans. It's going to be good plans. I am working with a charity who is going to. I sleep 13 hours. Yeah, we can sleep as much as we want. I am working with a charity, a literary charity, to finalize plans for the November 30th. So it is going to be a great event benefiting some wonderful people, and as we have a charity drive. So it is going to be a charity driven literary stream. The plans are in motion, but we're still going to be working for it. So I'm excited about it, and I am so thankful for everyone who is here with me today and being a part of the stream and getting work done. Wheels within wheels. Yes. Okay, my voice is about to give out here. I need to get some breakfast going. Let's find somebody. Oh, Dazzlecat. Hey, thanks for sharing. I'm not into horror. Dazzlecat. Hey, whoa. Thanks for sharing. That echo. All right. So, It looks like DM Stretch is writing. So we're a little late to start to raid over to him. So we are going to raid DM Stretch. So thank you so much for joining. I will be back here tomorrow. Thanks for all those who have rated, all those who have followed. It is wonderful to meet all of you, and I look forward to meeting you again and more as goes looking for your wits. We're writers. We're crazy. And with that thought, love ya. Have a great one. See you tomorrow.